Hey, what's up, guys? First of all, I am going to be watching 3 more scary animations by Llama Arts, so with further ado, let's get this on the road. Okay, that was my intro. Anyway, let's get started.
I'm 22 years old, fresh out of college, and I recently got a job at my old high school as a sort of computer intern in the school basement. The basement of the school is very messy and disorganized, but there is a small 3-person office that's actually very nice down there. It has 3 nice big desks, 2 mini fridges, a flat screen TV mounted on the wall, and oh so satisfying air conditioning, a luxury the students and teachers cannot enjoy in the school. And of course all the school servers and other computery stuff. I got the job because 3 of my old computer teachers flat out adored me. I could actually consider them as real friends, not just teacher figures, so they all helped tremendously in landing me this job. It's been great, until something that happened a few weeks ago.
No way.
My 2 co-workers that shared the office with me, Dave and Gary, weren't in the office at the time. They were upstairs working on papers or whatever. I was eating my sandwich during my lunch break when I got a phone call from one of the women in the front office telling me the school was on lockdown and that somebody, possibly armed, had entered the school. There wasn't much that I could do other than turn off the lights because, surprisingly, as nice as this little office was, it didn't have an actual door to it, just a big opening, and the door to the whole basement didn't even have a working lock.
Oh shit, you're screwed.
For my own safety, I did turn off all the lights in the office and my computer screen. I kept my phone on the desk, texting both Gary and Dave, but they wouldn't respond. I sat down there in the dark, playing games on my phone for like 20 minutes, waiting for the call from up front to tell me to resume working. I had no idea what was happening. I couldn't hear what was going on.
Bro, what the hell kind of phone is that? That goofy off piece of trash? I have a better phone. I got a better phone. See? It's better than that goofy off piece of trash.
On upstairs from down here, but I was not allowed to make any calls until I was informed that the lockdown was over. Then the noisy basement door opened.
Oh.
Echoed across the basement and into my office. I sat up from my seat, wondering if I should call out Gary or Dave. I was eager to get some info from them. Someone then came running down the stairs, and their footsteps were approaching my office. I pushed away my chair and crawled under my desk. Somebody entered the office, but did not turn on the lights. There was just silence. I can't even describe the fear I was experiencing. I felt like if I made one sudden noise, I'd be a dead man. Suddenly, my phone dinged as I got a text message. I felt my entire world shrivel up and die at that one moment as I clenched my teeth in fear. Footsteps suddenly moved closer to me until I finally dove out from under the desk in capitulation, begging whoever it was not to kill me. And just then, someone grabbed my arm and pulled me up. It was some guy in a red plaid button-up jeans and a reddish-black cap. He told me, "It's okay, I'm just down here hiding."
Oh!
"What's going on up there?" I whispered to him. He kind of ignored my question and asked me if there's an exit down here. I told him, yeah, around that way.
Oh, that's creepy.
Before he could do anything else, I asked him, "Who are you?" There was a brief moment of silence.
Oh,
Before
shit.
he started explaining he was coming in to pick up his son when a teacher told him to hide. After his explanation, I checked my phone and saw the text I received was from Dave. It said, "Dude, this is fucking crazy.
Language!
Shot Mr. Buckley. He's wearing a red shirt and hat. Whatever you do, don't come upstairs." I was about to reread that text out loud to the man
I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
until I realized. I looked up and felt my stomach sink. The man seemed to catch on to my suspicious stare. Panicking, all I could think to do was
Call the
get
cops!
upstairs. A gunshot echoed through the basement, and I could hear the bullet ricochet off something metal in the darkness.
Call the cops! In that situation, I would call the cops. If I was in that situation, I'm not gonna hesitate. I will call the cops if something like that were to happen. But that ain't gonna happen anytime soon, so safe.
But thank God the bullet missed me, and I made it upstairs. Fortunately, police were waiting at all exits, including the basement exit, and caught the man the second he opened the door. More good news, our teacher, Mr. Buckley, survived the gunshot. It was later determined that the man and Mr. Buckley had some beef for whatever reason, but that was never revealed. All we know is that Mr. Buckley couldn't have done anything that would have warranted this kind of reaction. And I know that the sound of that gunshot will forever echo in my mind.
Uh-oh. Okay! That was creepy. This is the second one. Don't copyright me over that
Last year on
song.
Christmas Eve, I was working late. I'm 23. I work in New York City and commute home every day on the train. Since I'm one of the younger ones in the office, I got stuck with one of the worst shifts, so I wasn't able to get home until 5 o'clock.
Shit.
My family had already left a whole hour earlier to go to my cousin's house, so I had to drive alone. After having a quick snack,
And guys, that point, I am going to bleep out that swear word.
before the half-hour drive, I got back in my car and put my cousin's address into my phone. Halfway through the drive, it started snowing.
Oh, shit.
I got to my cousin's house around 6 o'clock. It was snowing heavily by this point, and I just made it in time to catch everyone starting dinner. I brought all of my gifts inside and cheerfully said hey to everyone. I stayed until around 11 o'clock. The rest of my family left a little sooner. I stayed an extra half hour or so just to hang out before leaving myself.
Uh-huh.
By the time I was leaving, the ground had accumulated at least 2 feet of snow, and it wasn't even
I would just stay in my house. I would just stay in a house like that if something were to happen like that.
done snowing. The drive home was nightmarish. The roads were hardly even plowed, and I had to drive under 20 miles per hour on most roads. The roads were completely dead at this point, though, most likely because everyone was smart enough to go home before the snow accumulated. Eventually, I turned onto a main road that I'm sure would usually be bustling, but at 11:15 on Christmas Eve night, there wasn't a single car or a single light from a store. It was a ghost town.
Creepy.
But then I did notice the flashing taillights of one car. It was parked on the side of the road. and the smoke seeping out from its exhaust with the taillights giving it a red tint. As I got closer, I realized there was somebody next to the car waving their hand in the air. I assumed something was wrong and they needed help, so me being the good Samaritan I am, I pulled up behind the car. When I opened my door, the guy approached me immediately, barely even giving me time to step out. He was an average-sized man.
Bro, I got the chills. Camera won't pick it up, but my hairs are standing up. I got the chills.
Probably 5'10", 180 pounds.
Senna?
He spoke in a very demanding voice, asking me if I know anything about fixing an engine. I told him I didn't know much about cars. The guy responded very quickly to everything I said. He told me it's fine. He went inside of his car for a second, popped open his trunk, came back out, and told me to just wait by the trunk for a second.
Do not trust him.
I had no idea what he wanted me to do. I was really confused.
He's gonna steal your car.
He walked over to the front of his car, and I heard him open the hood. I couldn't see anything he was doing since the trunk was blocking my view, and the loud wind of the snowstorm overpowered any small noises he might have been making. I put my hand on the back of the car and leaned my body in anticipation, when suddenly I heard 3 or 4 quick and aggressive footsteps in the snow behind me before I was pushed into the trunk. The man tried to close the
Call the cops on this part. That's what I would do. Call the cops.
trunk on me, but I kicked my feet up in resistance and held it up. I was able to overpower him and kick the trunk open completely. As I took advantage of the few seconds I had to get out of the trunk, I took out my keys. He tried to grab me now, and I dug my house key right into his neck. He fell to his knees, and his scream echoed down the deserted street. I was in my car and halfway down the road before he could even get up from his knees.
That's getting blurred out.
A little further down, I called 911 and reported the guy. I came back in 10 minutes to find blue and red lights illuminating the windows of the deserted stores. The police held him until the ambulance arrived for him. I watched the whole thing, and nothing ever felt better in my life.
Good dude. Good person. You called the cops.
I got home safely half an hour later and told my family everything. I was still very shaken that Christmas, and this remains possibly the most horrific thing I've ever experienced.
Wow. That one was also good. I got the chills too. Just watching that. I'm under a blanket too. This is going to be the third one. And that's going to be it for this video.
Back in high school, I took a mysteries and mythology type class, or something like that. I don't remember the name of the class. It basically just had to do with real life mysteries and creepy shit.
That's getting bleeped out, even though I say shit a lot. But you know what? Screw it. I'm going to keep the word shit uncensored. Because that's okay. But I am going to bleep out the F word.
I was into that kind of stuff. I was taking the class with a good friend, who I'll call the story. The teacher of the class took us on a field trip to a nearby abandoned village with an unknown past. The village was built in the early 1900s.
Wait, is this the same dude from the first animation I saw, the lockdown one? This is the same dude.
But seems as though it had been quickly abandoned shortly after it was built. The bus ride there was about 20 minutes. All of us were glued to the bus windows as we pulled up some sketchy-looking, decrepit road cutting through dense forest.
Oh.
The road eventually led to a clearing. We were there.
Oh, that's
we sat
creepy.
down onto the road, which had grass growing through the cracks. The grass surrounding was almost knee-high. Then there were the buildings. The tall, archaic
Ooh.
buildings with the boarded-up windows all gave off such
Ooh.
chilling vibes.
It's creepy.
The teacher lined all 20 of
Hang on. I need to fix my blanket. This is scary.
and began leading the way. The point of this little field trip was to use the so-called skills we learned in class to see if we could put anything together about why the village may have been abandoned so long ago. Some of the
Ghosts?
buildings had holes in the walls to serve
Ooh.
as entryways. There were even holes in the ground next to some of the buildings.
Oh,
Seemingly
creepy.
dug to get into the basements of some of the buildings.
Ooh,
which
creepy.
seemed creepy. There was one building, though. It stood taller than any of the others.
It's creepy.
Just intrigued me the most. While the teacher was leading the group towards the village church, Ben and I decided to sneak off on our own to look for anything interesting. When we walked off in the direction of the tallest building, we saw a hole in the ground.
Do not investigate.
It was dug by the back door of the building, which had been sealed off. In the hole was a ladder, which led down to the concrete floor below. We both looked at each other and knew we had to do it. Ben climbed down first, then
You complete buffoons. Don't investigate. No investigating.
me. Luckily,
That's
this was
creepy.
just around the time Apple started putting flashlights on their phones, so we had a source of light.
Bro, that ain't no Apple phone. That's a goofy Walmart brand phone. Get yourself a better iPhone or get a Samsung.
It was creepy down there. There were a couple of beer bottles, one graffiti
Ooh.
tag on the wall, and dusty wooden planks everywhere.
Ew.
There was a wooden stairway which led up to complete darkness, since all windows and doors had been sealed shut from above. We had already gone as far as to enter the building, so we figured we'd go up the stairs too.
Aw,
I
crap.
went first, and with each step, the creakiness of the 100-year-old wood made me feel as if I was going to fall through each and every step. Ben followed suit.
Oh, it's creepy.
This floor of the building was very tight.
Ooh.
It seemed like there were many openings going off into different, smaller rooms. It was so dark in there, you would never even guess it was daytime. Ben and I were honestly starting to get creeped out in there, and agreed to go back outside.
Uh-oh.
But just then, there was a noise in one of the tiny rooms, like a big rock hitting the concrete floor. A normal instinct would be to run, but Ben and I froze, locked eyes for a moment, then both tiptoed over to the opening of the room.
Oh my god. You're gonna get yourselves killed.
We shined the lights into the room
Oh, creepy.
and ran. We ran back down the stairs and then up the rusty ladder back outside. We caught up to the group out of breath. We didn't say anything, though, to avoid getting in trouble. One of our classmates asked us what was wrong. We told him we snuck into one of the buildings. And in one of the rooms, when we shined the light into it, we saw 3 guys standing maybe 10 feet in the doorway.
God! It's
As
creepy.
if they were waiting for us.
Creepy.
As we continued following the group, we paid extra attention to the tall building we entered from the distance. And before leaving, we saw a person's face at one of the higher level windows that had not been boarded up. We never told the teacher in fear of getting in trouble. We didn't know what to think. Were those just homeless people living in there? Were they gang members in hiding? Ben freaks me out with his theory. He says they were ghosts of the people who once lived in the town. Still, The way the three
What?
simply standing there so calmly, staring at us the moment we peeked our heads through that doorway. I still can't get that image out of my head.
Ugh. Call Ghostbusters.
I may go back to that village one day, just to prove Ben's idea wrong.
Oh, what? You're dead? You're dead? I thought that was gonna jump scare me. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the bell so you never miss an upload. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.